dressed in my Halloween colors. Oh gosh, can't believe Halloween's here already, because you know what that means. The holidays are going to start barreling in. Well, what have I done? Well, I was sick last week, a little under the weather. Feeling better now. But in the meantime, I worked on some more, well, this is the total of my granny squares, but I think I did about 4 more of these. Still haven't heard back yet from my friend as to whether or not this blanket would be a welcome thing or an upsetting thing for the little lady who gave me all that yarn and the knitting needles that I sent to Olivia. I'm glad y'all could use those, Olivia. But Maribel A, YouTube user, suggested that I wash these just in case, because if they are going to a nursing home, you know, they're not going to be real careful about the laundry and stuff like that. So I thought that was a brilliant suggestion. I thought this was acrylic, and apparently it is. I took these three right here, and I washed just like this. I did not put them in a lingerie bag or anything. I just threw them in the washer, and they came out exactly the way they went in. So that's good news. And that would have been a tragedy if I had done all this work and then the blanket would not wear well, you know. But anyway, so that was that. You know, another tip I got about these granny squares was from Sarah Hepworth, who suggested that when it comes time to put it together, you take a picture of each of your squares and then you use your photo editing software or whatever you're familiar with to tile it, and then you can move them all around till you get the arrangement pattern that you like. And I thought that was brilliant. So thanks, Sarah, for sharing your wisdom with the rest of us. You know, I did this. Bob Wilson 123, Claire, had come up with a ribbed hat, and I followed her directions. I really did like this hat. It was very cleverly done, and I followed the directions exactly, but mine is too long. And I have a problem with that, come to find out, which I'll tell you a little bit more about lately. But this pattern is wonderful. This pattern was worked flat, back loops only situation. And I stupidly put a pom-pom on it when I could have showed you how clever this was. Now down here you end up with a band. I think you can barely see it. It's half double crochet, and then single crochet up here. And what that does is it makes this smaller so that when you sew it together, you gather it together up there. It's not a real bulky gather. It's a nice fitted top. And stupid me, I put the palm on it before you could actually see the difference in it. But I want to show you what it looks like in the process so you can see the shape of this. I'll insert a picture here. So anyhow, her instructions were to measure, you know, from here to here, about how long that you wanted your hat to be, and then you chain that many and whatever. So I did, and mine just came out too long. So apparently I have a problem with that, because I got on my Addi and was playing with it, because, you know, I can't knit, and I really did try to take them off, put them on the knitting needles, and do some finishing on the edges. I wanted to do a ribbed, excuse me, I got a hair hanging in my face. I wanted to do a ribbing around the bottom of my Addi made hat, similar to what Jen Likes Yarn does. And I just can't do it. I'm just fumble fingers when it comes to the knitting needle. So I thought, okay, what if I crochet a border? So I did. I knitted this, and then I crocheted this little border. Can you see it? On the bottom, and it works fine. The only problem is I can't measure while it's on the machine. But what I figured out is that with a hat, when it's on the machine and you measure from the needles to the end, that you need to subtract about 2 inches, because what happens when something is stretched out? It gets shorter. See, look, tall, short. So it's roughly a 2-inch difference for hats. So I did learn that, but I learned it the hard way. This one, this is kind of interesting. Can you see how it made a hole? It has holes right there. I'm not exactly sure why when this one did it. Now this was single crochet and it didn't make those holes. And this was double crocheted around front post, back post so that I could make some ribbing. And it ended up with little holes. But I mean, it looks like filigree or something, so I guess it's okay. And this one turned out to be a baby hat. Now, I meant for it to be like that, but of course it's too long. But look how cute when I turned it up and the little ribbing stayed just right. So this worked out really well. And this is made on the king size Addi. But I used Red Heart Soft, and in order to make it not skip stitches, I used Vicki Weaver's idea to apply tension. So I was applying tension like a mad woman, and it came out very small, which is kind of good because now we know we can get different sizes through that. Okay, so I was not feeling well earlier this week, and I fell asleep. I had been sitting in the bed crocheting, and I fell asleep, and this was the sight I woke up to. I thought you'd appreciate that. Okay, what I was doing was trying to work up that scrap basket. You know, you get your scraps just build up. And so I started making just some basic little hats. Here's a Christmassy looking one. And this was kind of fun. This is a Christmassy one too. But what I did was I did it in the round, spiral, without the seam. And then I went back and I put the chain stitch topping all over it like that. Of course, I got down here and wasn't quite sure what to do to make this. Well, anyway, but regardless, it turned out cute and I like it. Okay, then this is that primary yarn that I made the elf hat out of. I put it in with black, and I love the way this came out. You see it? So that was good. And look at this color combination. This is teal, a dark gray, and a light gray. And I love this. Doesn't that come out pretty? And this could be a man or woman, and I just fell in love with that combo. Okay, so then, still with my scraps that I wanted to use up, I went back to Addi and started messing with different types of yarn and different tensions and whatnot because it takes practice. I mean, it is really a skill. I mean, you think, oh, you put the yarn in there and you turn the crank and poof, you have a project, but it really isn't like that. So I had some of this Red Heart Zebra, and it took the Addi very well. Actually, it did before. I did just a rolled hem hat. It's one of the first hats I ever did on it. But this one was, the reversible, or at least that was going to be my plan. But this was black impeccable, and it skipped some stitches. Let's see if you can see those right here. So we're not going to build this one as reversible. We'll just build this one as a zebra with a black cuff. Okay? And then look how cute this one turned out. Let's see, all of this was Red Heart on the outside. Well, actually, it's the same thing. I just doubled it. I didn't have enough of this one blue color. So I had these similar colors. Can you tell that from where you are? I don't know. But this color and this color are two different colors. So what I did was alternate them. And I would do variegated. This is turquoise. And variegated, I can't remember what this variegated is. And then this was an impeccable. And then the turquoise of Red Heart. I just would keep going like that. So it looks like it was done on purpose, and it came out great. So I like this. And again, this fits me, an adult, and if you fold up the edges like this, you've got a child's hat. So yeah, pretty versatile. I'm figuring this sizing thing out slowly but surely. And then, last but not least, I did a snowman scarf. with snowballs on the end. And again, now this could be crocheted, knit, loom knit, whatever. I did it on the Addi because, like I told you before, there's just not a lot of Addi tutorials out there. People are so desperate to watch Addi videos that they're even willing to watch me, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing on the thing. So I have a tutorial that I have filmed when I was putting this together, and as soon as I get that edited, I'll put it up. But I love it, and it has options too. I'll show you the inspiration piece so you can see what you can do. But I did take the measurements so that if you wanted to loom knit or crochet or hand knit something similar to this, that it would give you a starting point for your design. And that's all.